get this figured out. This world gon' give me whatever I need until I get this vision out. Then they gon' pay me whatever I ask, cause I got it figured out. Family be checking all up on a nigga to see how I'm feeling now. Damn, they love to see a nigga really make a killing now. I put a lock on the game and I hide the code and the keys. I am not playing no games, I really play this shit for keeps. That shit for me.
MaddenHeadz YouTube, what's going on? It is your boy, Coach DC, coming back at you today with another video. As y'all see, out here still doing the do, man. Just trying to pass the time, learn as much as I can learn up until the, till we start the college football and Madden25. And so last night I got a phone call from one of my guys, man. Shout out to my man, Thanos, man. Man, you always keep me up to date. Man, the beta's back, or at least for some of us. And so got a chance to play with it, no Diddy, a little bit this morning, and just noticed some different changes because the franchise mode is now available. Nice pick. Franchise mode is now available, and just noticed some, I was able to get a little practice in and play a game or two, and notice that it seems like the game has been, they increased the speed, or the game speed has increased a little bit from the last version of the beta we had a couple weeks ago. And a couple other things, I noticed the update, the franchise mode, the presentation's a little bit better. They actually have the commissioner out there, and then your guy walks out with his suit on. It's kind of dope, if you look at it. You're a franchise guy like me, then you enjoy that kind of stuff. Yeah, it was a couple other things that I kind of noticed a little bit. The first things first, and so y'all just I'll get to this game in a second, so y'all can just kind of watch as I just babble on. But first things first, that I really feel like is something that I do like, that's an improvement of the game. The pass rush is back. I know I said that in the last one of the last videos I talked about the beta, but I can expound on it a little bit now, because it just seems like the pass rush is just a more organic, or a more natural looking disengage from the block sheds and all that kind of stuff. On these last few versions of the game, sometimes the block shed just looks crazy. It just looks like he's just warping through the guy. And so just playing the game this morning, I just noticed me and one of my partners playing from Xbox, and he was killing me with Myles Garrett. I mean, it was like, so for me, I like that, because I just feel like that makes the game more, it just has a more natural look to it when your big time pass rushers play like big time pass rushers. I hate when I see people just sitting in the pocket and doing the pocket bounce, and they're just sitting there, and I'm like, man, that might happen once in an NFL game, and I don't even care about the disparity between offensive line and defensive line. That just does not happen that much. They just don't hold blocks as long. And so I'm just hoping that that's one thing that the game kind of keeps in tow. I know that normally we cry our way out of the most common sense stuff, in order to get to the BS, but the pass rush, that's one thing. EA, I'll give y'all that. That seems to be somewhat corrected, if that's a word. Yeah. But again, and on the other hand, I hear that the college game is faster, and so I'm like, okay, did they just speed Madden up to kind of get on sync with the college game? Because for me, this is how I think about it. It's like we're playing a video game, but the timing in terms of how long things take to develop and how quick you have to make your reads and all that stuff should still coincide with a simulation style football game, because that's what we're playing. It's a video game, but it's simulating NFL football. And so you're just not seeing quarterbacks sit in the pocket 6-7 seconds a play and He's able to playmaker this guy and that guy and that guy and this guy. And so that's just one thing I also think about. As I was playing this morning, I was like, man, wow, will this be the end of the playmaker or playmakering as we know it? And so, I mean, that kind of remains to be seen, because of course I'm sure they're going to be tinkering with the game even more, after this version of the beta is complete. And so, we'll see. Another thing I did notice, I know I complained a little bit about the defensive click on. I noticed that got some stark improvement in reaction time as well. Even the AI defenders were defending a little bit better. I know that the hit, I don't know why I want to call it hit stick, but the switch stick, there are going to be rules to the switch stick. And so for those of you who don't realize, the switch stick, you're only going to be able to utilize the switch stick in between the time that the ball is snapped and before the ball is thrown. Once the ball is thrown, you basically go back to the same formula of clicking on and doing whatever it is you do, once the ball leaves quarterback's hands and is in the air. And so, with the switch stick is some things I won't let the cat out the bag, this early, because we have the college football guide, college football 25 guide coming out, and also we're going to be doing a Madden 25 guide. It won't be as intense as the Mechanics Bible. I don't think anything could be as intense as Mechanics Bible. Matter of fact, y'all do yourself a favor. Go look. If you really want to get a head start, for those of you who do not have the Mechanics Bible, I probably would do that first, or go get one of the virtuals and stuff. What else did I have in my notes? For those of you guys who got the the Science of Blocking virtual session, for those guys who got the Science of Blocking virtual session, you go back and watch that video, because the same thing kind of applies, or at least on the beta. So all this stuff is subject to change. So, but at least on the beta, that formula actually is almost a requirement at this point, especially if you're playing against guys who like to blitz a lot, and also guys who have a really strong defensive line presence, or guys who, there's a physical mismatch somewhere. And so, I like that. To me, I feel like the guys who are really great at what they do, they should play like it. They should not require an ability to be it does not require an ability to be a great pass rusher. I don't know where that comes from, but if you have the size, the strength, the moves, and all that kind of stuff, the pass rushing should be a lot more. It should have a lot more organic feel. As you see this guy I'm playing right now, he's getting ready for college football, because he loves the option. And so that's just one thing I'm interested to see what will be the remedies for the option. Once the game comes out, how will you be able to kind of discourage somebody from running the option? And so for me, every meta, as far as I'm concerned, should always have a remedy of sorts. It doesn't have to be something that's just easily identifiable, but in terms of just physical, common sense, not even gonna say physical stuff. Let's just say common sense stuff. Like if there's a guy standing in front of a guy and he runs a bubble screen or whatever, your guy shouldn't just stand there and just watch the guy as he runs the screen and then go and get himself blocked. I'm so not with that. And so, I'm just looking forward to it, because I'm just looking forward to just getting into a new phase of the game. Hopefully, I'm a realist, and so I like realistic, not necessarily to play sim, but I like simulation style gameplay. Even if you're doing whatever it is you're doing, there still has to be rules to the game, in terms of physics and all that other kind of stuff. And so, we'll see. Like I said, all this stuff is subject to change. We know, how EA kind of gets down with certain things. And so certain stuff, of course, when they want to promote something new, or they want to really, kind of get us to buy into it. They're going to show us exactly what they want to show us to you know, to get the bait on the hook and get us to bite the bait. And so, no diddy. And so I just, again, I'm looking forward to it in terms of just the mechanics and how they, mechanics from the past, how they apply to the new game, what works, what no longer works, what will have to change. And so that's the reason for the college football guides and the mechanics Bible and all that kind of stuff, because this stuff, again, will last you for cycles of Madden. And so hopefully this is something that'll continue on, you know, even past these games. Anyway, man, this is your coach.